Welcome to our third episode of the Hospitality Majlis. Today we have a special guest, Nazli Sonmez Vallee, Chief Brand Officer RIKAS Hospitality Group, the visionary behind many of Dubai's top lifestyle and dining destinations, recognized among the top 30 PR hotshots 2025, and recently nominated as Woman of the Year by Emirates Women.
I think she will win, but let's see.
A Turkish national, 15 years in Dubai, and a mother of four, radiating creativity, leadership, and balance. Welcome, Nazli, to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It really feels like a very warm welcome and very happy to be here. It's more like having a coffee with friends than...
That's the whole idea.
Yeah,
no?
exactly.
So that's what
very, very glad to do it with you guys.
Thank you for your time. So let's kick into the first part, which is motivate, right? Past, what happened in the past and how did you get here? And let's immediately talk about your younger self. So if your younger self would now listen to this podcast today,
okay,
yeah, what would she say? Would she say, we made it, or girl, get some sleep, or the sky is the limit?
She would probably say, we made it, or we became it.
Okay.
Because it was a long story, lot of fun, but not always very easy.
Of course.
But yeah, we made it. I think today I'm very lucky to be able to do what I really love in life.
Yeah.
I basically think that I achieved majority of what I really wanted to do professionally,
Okay.
Nice.
family-wise. So yeah.
Was that in your spectrum already, let's say 5 or 10 years ago, to be where you are now, or?
I would dream of it. Not sure it would have happened that quickly. Okay. Or actually, I would always dream to do what I love to do, which is not always the case. I think it's a privilege to be able to enjoy what you are doing, and it's not the case for everyone.
Yeah.
Waking up and doing every single minute something that you enjoy doing, I think it's the biggest luxury you can have in life, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I think this little girl can be proud of it.
Wow, that's nice. Yeah. Would you put that on manifesting it? Would you put it on grit? Would you put it on perseverance? On what would you?
It's a bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think in life you need to focus on what you want to be to become what you want to be.
Yeah.
It never comes on, and it's never easy. But perseverance, resilience, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But also it's a question of temper, I guess. Me, I'm someone, I don't know how to do things halfway, you know? Like, either I do it or I don't do it at all. So when I decided I will do something, I will do it.
Okay, nice.
Every great journey starts with a spark. What was yours?
Oh, you want me to tell you the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, when I was in my, high school era, I was a bit spoiled, and I was like, I'm going to be a lawyer. And I went to Paris and then to Strasbourg, settled to study law. 1 year, first year. And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't want to make money out of solving others' problem.
Okay.
It's not me. And I always thought law would be amazing for me because I love people. And it was more in my head, helping people. No. To be a good lawyer, you need to be a shark.
Yes.
So it's not about helping people. It's sometimes even the opposite. You need to make the most out of them. So now I realized this was not my thing. I really needed something that will make me feel not important, but good in what I'm doing. So in me, it has always been about connections.
Nice.
And people.
So law school you did in Paris, right?
Strasbourg.
Strasbourg, okay.
Robert Schumann.
That was 3-4 years?
I stopped at 2.
Yeah, me too. Actually, that's why I was about to ask. Yeah, exactly.
I have huge respects for people who manage to go through it, but no. And I'm also equally grateful because of this experience I decided to choose. But funny enough, my father was always a man who had 2 passions in life, food and wine.
Nice.
So when I was at high school, he told me, would you like to go to Switzerland? There's an amazing hotel school. But then I was like, yeah, hotel school, working in hotels. serving people, really, like, those, when you're not very smart, you are young, and, like, you don't really know what you want. But
Naive.
And then, funny enough, after 2 years, I called my dad. I said, you know what? Is your offer still on the table?
Wow. Was there a moment in the past that you realized that F&B hospitality was not a job anymore, but kind of your lifelong love affair / passion?
I think once you step in this, it's the end.
Okay.
Or the beginning. Depends
yeah.
on how you see it. But for me, hospitality is really something very, very special. You can be an amazing salesperson, you can sell anything, but you can't work in hospitality if you don't have the passion and the desire for it. Because it is not an easy one. You are working to serve people. You are working to make people happy. You are working to please people. So it has to be in you. Otherwise, this is just not possible. You can pretend, but you won't be good in what you're doing. Because it really has to come from your inner inside. That's what I believe.
Yeah. And when you said it's not easy, I still think it's one of the hardest industries that there is in some kind of a way.
It is very demanding. Yeah. It is very demanding. And it's very rare that people praise and thank you when it's amazing. But whenever something is slightly wrong, it's always...
It's a nightmare,
exactly. So...
Is it true when you enter hospitality, it's so difficult to change industry?
I wouldn't know what else to do. Honestly. I wouldn't know what else to do. And I don't think anything else would make me happy.
Okay.
True.
Is there a specific time, event, anecdote in the past that still makes you laugh as a hurdle in your career growth from the past, I don't know, 10, 15
or
years?
Or a story that happened?
Yeah.
Make me laugh? I don't know, but when I was...
Because it's such a tough industry.
No,
so cry? No.
I think being a woman is amazing. But when you want to be, as women, we have to wear so many hats.
Yes.
Because as much as I do love what I'm doing, which is my job and my profession, I always aspire to have a big family. Big family being only two. 2 kids. Today, 4.
Yeah.
But I like being able to handle wearing this hat of as a mom, as a leader, as a colleague, as a friend, as a sister. There's so many things you need to do. And it's not always easy to combine the professional path and because you always question yourself. I am working. I think I'm a hard worker because I love what I'm doing. Yeah. I travel, I do events, I attend events, I host people, and I have 4 kids. And sometimes you question yourself, am I a good mom?
Yeah.
And that's when I say it's not easy. Otherwise, I'm very lucky to do what I'm doing. But would my kids agree on that? Probably, because what I'm doing makes me happy. I'm a happy mom. And I think it's also equally important to give the right example to 4 girls who will become young women later, to show them that it's important to work. It's important to enjoy what you're doing. It's important to have a personality and to be perseverant and to work hard to become what you want to do. Things don't fall from the sky. We wish, but it's not happening like that. And I think their future is more complicated than ours.
Okay.
Do you suggest for them to do hospitality for the future?
I suggest them to do what they love and what they makes happy. I don't suggest them to be a lawyer or a doctor like our grandparents used to force our parents. You know what I mean? Like, no. They just, if she likes singing, she can be a singer. If she likes painting, she can be a painter. Well, I would rather have her, work in finance or crypto. But it's important that they do whatever they really enjoy. Because when you think about it, from the morning to the night, we spend majority of our time, our life at work. Yeah. It is very sad if you don't enjoy every single minute.
Absolutely.
True.
Yeah. No, correct.
Who believed in you when the road looked impossible?
There's always a person who has been next to me since not I was born, but she was born, because she's younger than me. It's my little sister.
Okay.
Lara is like my first child, and it is probably the reason why I have 4 kids.
Okay.
Because I realized that in life, your parents are coming too early in your life, and they leave very early. Actually, they come too late and they leave early, because the moment you really need them, they have to go. Yeah. And your kids, they come too late to your life,
exactly,
and you go when they need you.
Correct.
And throughout this entire journey, the only one who always hold my hand is Lara.
Okay.
Like, she would think about me more than myself. If I would be sick, she would not sleep still today.
How many years apart are you in age?
7 years.
7 years. Okay.
I always call her my first child. But if I have any doubt, then she will be, Meno, you will do it. You can do it. It's like, Kedo, she calls me, Kedo, you can do it. It's always, I'm very grateful.
Amazing.
And that's why whenever I have friends who say, one child, I say, no. You can't have one child. Even if not for you, do it for your child. It's so important.
My daughters are 7 years apart as well, and the youngest one does exactly the same to the oldest one.
Right. It's so important because it's your own blood. Nobody will care about you as much as your own blood and your own. But also, I'm lucky. I can understand that some people have complicated relationship with their siblings, but I think it's also due to how the parents behave with their children and how they manage this relationship. True. Okay. I think is the most beautiful thing.
Super. No, wow. Maybe one more question on the past,
okay,
and then we move to the current present, and for the audience to. Some of the listeners who want to get a little bit of more motivations and from someone like you, was there a specific hurdle, a difficulty, or actually a hurdle, a wall that you came across in your career and you overcame that hurdle? What was the thinking? What was it? A specific time in your career, or was it only hurdles?
No. I think it's not a hurdle, but things are changing and evolving. Me, when I started working, I was purely a salesperson. Yeah. But you know how it's in hotel. Sales manager, director of corporate sales, director of sales, director of sales and marketing. And you end up in a position where you're a director of sales and marketing without really understanding what marketing and PR is.
Correct.
And at this time, it was not very important because marketing was limited to collateral you would receive from the head office, right? I mean, obviously exaggerating a little bit, but more or less that was the case. Social media was non-existing. Talent management, influencers were not existing.
No, it was an advertisement in a magazine.
Exactly, and relationships were not that. Media buying was still there. It's still there. Advertisement, as you mentioned. But for me, as much as I loved hotel, I always had this little girl in me who wanted to work for the food industry.
Okay.
Probably because my father was one of my best friends. We used to cook together. I had this bond over food, like having long, big tables at home, etc. So it was always a dream. So I always say, after so many years in hotels, I switched to the dark side when I met Rizwan and RIKAS Hospitality. And since then, there is no way to get out of it.
We won't tell him.
He knows.
All right, good. Thank you for that. Going to the present.
In 3 words, how would you describe the personality of RIKAS? And do these words describe you too? You said dark side first.
Dark side being hotels versus F&B. Because it's such a dynamic... I'm not saying hotels are not dynamic, but it's clearly not the same synergies. 3 words, RIKAS. First of all, those words would clearly and obviously describe me as well. Because you can't work in an organization if you don't fit...
Identify or you feel...
Exactly. So... the first word is family. RIKAS is family.
Wow.
It started as a very family business when Rizwan and Jessica came to Dubai, opening La Cantine du Faubourg 10 years ago. When I met him, I had a little break. I had Leia, my first one. And so interview at La Cantine. He was having lunch. I waited another half an hour, and I'm like, okay, will he come or no? And then he comes, and we have this interview. I went back home, and Emmanuel said, Naz, you were a director of sales and marketing at a big hotel chain, so now you interviewed for a director of sales and marketing for one restaurant. He's like, I know you didn't take the job. And I was like, I did, actually. Yeah. Because, it's so impressive how someone can convince him. So there was this gentleman, I don't really know him, but you can see him very ambitious, very kind, very motivated. You can feel the vibe, like the energy. And he's like, I know I have one restaurant, but in the coming 2 years, I will open 10. And I was like, yeah, for sure, we can open 10 restaurants. But why not? But one part of me was sure he was telling the truth, that it was his vision. Yeah. And yes, now, over 20 restaurants later, I can tell you that it was one of the best decisions I did.
Yeah, absolutely. So how does your day-to-day life looks like now? So you're based here, the head office of RIKAS is here.
Correct.
You travel or... We heard a couple of cities thrown in before we met.
It's a bit difficult to really explain what I'm doing. Even for me, it's complicated to because basically, yes, I think I represent RIKAS. I do take care of different departments. And so we have PR, marketing, comms, obviously. We have sales and events. We have brand partnership. But representing a brand is representing it everywhere. So yes, there is Dubai, and I think I also enjoy that a lot. I'm someone who connects with people. I like gathering people, putting everyone together, building communities, and being part of it. And this is something I enjoy. I really enjoy. On top of that, there is the business. The more strategic business of the reality today is that the group is evolving, expanding. So we had so many openings. We opened a beautiful restaurant in Bodrum, which was obviously very close to my heart, in the Mandarin, Gigi in Bodrum. That will become a Maison Revka next year.
Wow.
And we will move Gigi by the beach. We opened in Rome. Now we have Paros and so many other openings. So, and there are awards, there are chef collabs. So it's a very, very happening.
How many outlets now under the group approximately? Because it's changing every day.
It's changing every day. So we can see we are around, if we don't count the 2 that will open in the coming few weeks, we can say 24.
Wow. Okay.
Nice. Talking about chef tables.
Yes.
Is it a hype now, and is it profitable, or it can generate footfall?
Alors, I think not every single activations you do needs to have a ROI on it. You need to think about the awareness, the visibility. And also, it's so nice to be able to put 2 talents together, but to create something. However, it has to be done right. I am really passionate about it. So I will only say positive and nice things about it. Does it fill the restaurant, or do you make the revenue of the year on a day of collab? It's not the purpose. For me, it's bringing together 2 talents that fit together, the chemistry, and to create something. However, sometimes I feel it's becoming a very commercial thing to say, we do a collab with this. For me, if I go to a restaurant, and let's say you are 2 chefs, if in this collab, I eat the starter that I already eat in your restaurant and the main course that you already cook in your restaurant, with my chef cooking, it doesn't make any sense. But on the other way, the way I mentioned it to you, when they sit together, because we do it a lot, especially with Chef Adrien at Chewam, and I am involved in this preparation just because I love watching this chemistry and the magic happening. I think it's beautiful. Like different cuisines coming together, discussions, we do that together. And
my favorite one was Hadrian with Rafe in Dubai Hills. I did my birthday there. Wow.
We did so many.
Kitchen. We did so many.
We did with Calvin, we did with Suleiman, we have Alvaro coming, we did with Gagan. I mean, we also have so many incredible local
this
talents.
has, like Renata said, this has evolved into every restaurant, everybody's trying to do it. Is it a hype now? Will it sustain? But I think it will. Does it transform the habits of a normal restaurant? Is that kind of what we're looking at?
I don't know. Listen, we have so many different brands and concepts in the group. It doesn't mean we are doing chef collabs for every single restaurant just to drive in footfall.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It has to make sense. With Adrien and his personality, it makes sense.
Yes, correct.
You need to pick and choose your battles and find the right synergies with the right personas, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think all the time of B.I.G. and Tupac when I hear Adrien, because that's his favorite music. If you go eating there. No, not RIKAS. Let's, Nazli, if you were a cocktail or a mocktail, yeah, what would be that cocktail?
I am champagne.
Of course. Yeah.
No, that's a hard one. I should have asked for the question before. I need to think about it.
Yeah, take your time. Have a sip of a water. We can pause, no problem.
I think I found it.
Okay.
There is this cocktail, French cocktail, le 75, French 75.
Wow.
I think it was
about
created during World War I.
Okay.
Very old, but it's just because I'm
the
thinking
feeling?
about the ingredients.
Yes.
So it's gin-based.
Okay.
I love gin-based cocktails. So basically, it's strong, it's it's there is an attitude and a character that comes with gin. There is champagne inside, so it's bubbly.
There we go. All right.
And who says champagne says celebration.
Okay.
There is a twist of lemon for the kick.
Okay.
And maybe I would be a twist of French 75 with a little drop of rake for the Arab or anise for the Turkish side.
Okay. Cool.
When it comes to leadership, are you the calm captain steering the ship or the one building it mid-storm?
Oh la la, calm and me doesn't fit together. It's no, I'm not calm. I'm not calm. I'm all over the place. I like chaos, but I'm very organized in my own chaos, if that makes sense. No, definitely I'm not calm. Mid-storm, I would say, always with a smile, or mostly with a smile. And with a double espresso, but yeah, I like challenges. I'm someone who gets really productive and can do my best in challenging times. If deadlines are, I'm not someone who would be very organized, prepare things for 6 weeks. Oh, the more challenging it is, the more interesting it becomes for me.
So when we were talking earlier, we're talking about entrepreneurship and where you are now, right?
Yes.
So then the question came up, would you want to have your own company one day or do what RIKAS does now or have a brand agency, etc., versus what you do now? So where's your mind at now, for example? How do you see that?
Honestly, I don't think everybody has this entrepreneurial fiber. I clearly don't have it.
Okay.
Because I got this request a lot, obviously, because of what I'm doing. And people are saying, but you should really open your own company. But so far, I've been so lucky in the last 10 years of being able to work on concepts that we created, that I'm so proud of it, that I really enjoy. Tomorrow, if I have my own agency, for so many different reasons, to be able to afford to pay the employees, the rent. I mean, you need to take account. You can't be always so picky and say, I want to take that because the brand matches me. The reality of life is not that. And for me, it will be very difficult to promote and to sell something that I don't 100% believe in it. Okay. So because so far, I'm obviously so happy in my ecosystem and in my environment.
The brands are part of you already and vice versa.
Exactly. I have no reason to do that, especially that now the group is growing.
Yeah.
And also, I was not a partner in this group.
Yes.
I am not I'm not a shareholder.
Yeah.
But I feel I am part of the story of family. So it's very difficult for me. I'm someone that is very loyal and I get very attached to people. I absolutely adore my team, people I'm working with. So it's not only, you know, for me a job is more than just a job description or a salary. It's really, that's why the first word when you said RIKAS, for me it's family.
Yeah.
It's a family who created that, and both of them, Rizwan and Jessica, were able to convey that and to build this all together.
It's a very important story and storyline indeed from your side, comparing this to a lot of people who jump ship a lot of times because they always think the grass is greener somewhere else, right? So if your advice would be, if you're happy, stay
where
you
you
are, right?
The grass is not greener elsewhere.
Yeah.
For sure not, because it's life. It's not like in a movie, you have challenges. It's not pink every day. I know what I'm doing, but I'm not saying I enjoy every single second of it every day. Most of it, yes, but sometimes no. And I think you need to be, it's called work, right?
Yeah.
And also, even when I love exercising. It's the best time of the day for me because it's the only moment I have for myself and myself and myself.
Time, yeah.
But again, I don't like routine. If I go to a Pilates class 2 days in a row, the third day I will not enjoy it. I need to do something else. I need PT. So that's why I think it's very important to be realistic.
Okay.
And for example, for instance, when I receive candidates who are applying for positions, if I see a CV where the person is jumping every 6 months from one company to the other, I would never consider it.
Same
because
for me.
trust and reliability and also consistency. You know, the moment you enter a company, you need at least a year to make your way, to get to know everyone, to feel comfortable, to start also
and to
being
start
able
to
to
make an
show
impact.
your the
Absolutely.
productivity and the essence of your work. So, and also for what? To get a couple of thousand more?
Yeah.
Money is not everything.
Yeah, correct.
I don't think, and today what's worrying me the most, I feel in the youngest generation that I'm interviewing, and I stopped doing interviews. I ask now my team to interview because it's really becoming frustrating and annoying. First question they ask, how much they will work, how much they will get, and how much time they will get for their work-life balance. I appreciate, and I'm someone who thinks it's very, very important again. But we are talking about young generation who barely finished school or are finishing or are looking for their first position. Would you? I mean, we know each other for a couple of years, and he knows my hotels. Would you imagine saying something like that? No. You would even not be considered of staying in the interview.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think, especially if you don't want to work. But you need to choose something easier. Correct. I don't know, that doesn't
not
require...
hospitality,
not
for
hospitality, for sure. But also work ethics.
Yes, correct.
Like, prove yourself, and then let's talk about
hard work ethics.
Yes, absolutely. I would wonder then if it's really a generational gap or not, because of course, if I would say that to my parents, my work-life balance, what they would not understand. But I don't know if it is the gap in the generation or not, or... social media, I don't know where. I understand your point. It's difficult.
But also I see my kids. They will even need to work harder than we did.
Yeah.
Competition is harder. The workplace, the market is harder. The world is changing. So,
moving to the future.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's talk about the future.
What excites you most about the future of hospitality?
What excites me the most about the future of hospitality?
How do you see it?
I think hospitality is slightly changing. Let's talk about luxury hospitality. I think it's becoming less exclusive but inclusive, more mindful, more sustainable. I think now we need to cater different audiences. You can still be luxury and provide the service, the luxury services, but you need to be able to talk the same language to I don't know, couples, to families that have kids. They have the same expectations, but also you can you can aspire to be in a very quiet resort, but in the same resort to have a nice dinner and a party. So it's not either or anymore. I think you need to offer more flexibility and more choice, because today's traveler or guests in the restaurants, they're all very, very aware and very educated.
Correct.
They all travel the world.
Yeah.
So the expectations are so high. It's I always say that in a restaurant. I think today, what is in your plate is the least expected. It's the bare minimum. That if I go to a restaurant, I expect the food to be good. But if somehow one night I go somewhere, the food is okay, but everything else was amazing. From the moment you step in, the way you are welcomed, the music, the ambience,
the guest journey,
the crowd,
the whole,
the way how they address you, how they greet you, and how they make you feel special. I will not remember if the steak's temperature was medium rare or medium. You know what I mean? It
100%.
doesn't.
Yeah,
You can get away with that,
Yes.
but not the other way
Not
around.
the other way around, yeah.
Because if I have a wonderful, even if I know that my favorite chef in the world cooked it, if it's so loud and service is horrible and people are making you feel uncomfortable for XYZ reason, the lighting, no, I will not go back.
Yeah.
And I think more and more it's about that. It's about those experiences, and it's about creating memories, basically.
Absolutely.
Even for a restaurant, it's just not only going and having a meal.
How they
then-
make
then-
you feel,
yes.
mainly.
Yes,
So
that's
that-
what you remember.
Then this question here touches to that as well in a certain extent, is of course technology, AI, whatever is happening there. So with such a big group that you guys have, that RIKAS has, and in your portfolio, I'm sure we assume it's part of the development and the growth of the company to integrate it or weave it in some kind of a way. Is there any way that it's now integrated already? Is it something for the future? And what is your opinion about that whole, because
Oh my God.
even 3-4 years ago, everybody saying, AI will take over hospitality, but at the end, there's only...
Rizwan would love that question. So obviously you need to adapt to your times, right? So definitely we are working on, especially when it comes to my department, on how to integrate AI, how we can optimize tools, and also in different departments. So I think we need to see this as an opportunity. How we will integrate those tools and what benefit we will get out of it. Financial, for sure. Time management, for sure. So we need to take the best out of it. But I really want to highlight something. We are a service industry. So I don't believe applications can replace the eye contact,
Okay.
can replace interactions, can replace a big smile, a warm welcome. So I think it's, again, not either or. We need to take the most out of it and what technology will bring us in terms of content, imagery, or whatever you can think. But also we need to be realistic and not to forget the essence of our industry, which is people-based.
Yeah.
It's all about people.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to invest on people. It's I agree, we need to invest in technology and in AI, but equally in people who will drive that, take the most out of it, and to make the business even more successful using those new technological tools and blending them with the human assets that we have, which is crucial.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of luxury brands collaborating with restaurants, and has been evolving for the past few years. Do you think this is the future of marketing?
Does it ever end? It keeps on going.
I can't say the opposite. I was the first one. We were the first one at RIKAS doing it. So there are brands, luxury brands, who want to do, not only they work with you, but we are talking about takeovers and brand collaborations where they come and they do some branding. It's visible and it lasts for 4 to 6 weeks. I think we need to understand that when we talk about fashion brands, their audience and our target audience, which is their
Should be
target, are
similar.
the same.
Match.
We are talking the
Very
same.
much, yeah.
Who have the same expectations in terms of service, food, and also the perception of luxury. So I think it makes totally sense. So obviously there's a commercial aspect to it, but on top of the commercial, it is crucial that those two brands match together, because you have so many different concepts, regardless of how prestigious the brand is. If you come and want to do a takeover in a place that has nothing to do with the brand's identity, the soul of the place, it's a loss of opportunity.
Yeah.
So you need to consider it smartly and think about it in order to make sure that you find the right match. A bit like chef collabs, because at the end a collaboration is
It's also
putting
the same
two
audience.
brands,
Yes.
two names
To target audience.
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Or somebody who tasted of that chef but sits in the same target audience would maybe try a different cuisine which he didn't before.
Or even sometimes bringing another target audience to merge with this one.
Yes, of course, because when you collaborate, right, they have their database. Even though we aspire to the same sort of demographics, but they have their own database, we have their. So it's beneficial. It's a win-win situation for both brands to come together and to create something unique, memorable. Again, it's an experience that will last, so people want to come and see, discover it, experience it. And I think it's great. I'm not saying you need to do it by default every single place and to take every single opportunity, but again, well curated. If it's strategically well planned, it can be very beneficial for both sides.
If anybody is listening now that is aspiring to open a restaurant or to work in a group, etc., is there any advice that you would give that person currently as a, let's say we're talking about a mid-20s and 20s person who says, okay, do I go into hospitality for a company or let me start my own restaurant brand and chain? Anything that you think is important in one of those two, as per your experience?
I think in order to open a restaurant or to work for a restaurant, in a restaurant or for a hospitality group, you need to love people. You need, that's the basic.
To have connection.
And you need to love food. Because otherwise there is something missing in the equation. That's for sure.
Okay, cocktail bar.
Or cocktails.
Yeah.
Or it's just, I mean, it's a whole thing. I see it together.
Okay.
Will I advise someone to open a restaurant?
At this
It
stage.
depends who is investing.
Exactly.
Again, I am not an entrepreneur from heart.
Yeah.
So for me, those are the scary parts of it.
Yeah.
Me, I take care of
Experience.
the nice part of it, the experience, the what's memorable out of it. If I had to run a restaurant, I'm such a generous person that I'm not sure the restaurant will
If
be.
the P&L would look
I
healthy.
will invite everyone, but
That was my next question. Okay, would you want to open a restaurant tomorrow? So answer is no.
I would,
Yeah.
but someone needs to manage finances because I would host for sure.
No examples needed. You can, of course. Do you see any brands that currently make mistakes in how they, not position, but how they seek attention for their brand or their restaurant and then lose in positioning or authenticity? You've seen examples for sure.
For sure, we all see it every day. In a good way, there are good examples and bad examples. But I mean, listen, I think people get to confuse flashes, noise with real impact.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's the problem.
What is the example of that noise, for example?
No, but it's not because you do an ad that
Yes.
is totally out of the concept or, but it attracts attention,
Okay.
not necessarily in a good way,
Yeah.
or that doesn't represent the brand's image. It does because it's creating buzz that it's something necessarily positive for you or for your image. That's what I mean. Again, I'm also someone who believes that you need to take out, there is no wrong or right unless you go to very extreme things. But I'm not here to judge the way of people are doing
You
business.
can, it's okay.
No, I won't. I'm too polite for that. But the reality is you need to take the most out of everything. For me, in my personal life, I have one way of seeing things. I do mistakes. Everybody does mistakes. And I assume when I do mistakes. Sometimes it's more difficult to accept. But it's all about learning from your experiences. Bad or good. It's all about the outcome you make out of it and how to make a better version of yourself as a next step.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Hotels, restaurants. 15 years ago, 10 years ago, hotels run their restaurants, and there has been a massive transition into operators, F&B operators, brands coming into hotels, and the hotels said, let them handle it, they're the specialists. You think moving forward in the future this will continue, or do you think hotels started to get a hang, or hotel brands, the big ones, they have their own departments now, can take back some of that operation that they have let go? How do you see the future?
I think without even going from today, when we look historically, there were very, very few hotels in the world probably where F&B was run very successfully. Because hotel operators are good hotel operators, and F&B operators are very good F&B operators. And I think it's all about putting the forces together and the synergies together to get a better outcome out of it. So yes, today I think we are very lucky, because you don't know when there are acquisitions and with whom and how it will happen. But Ennismore is really the mindset they have, the way they see things, the way of doing business is very, very, very similar to RIKAS values.
Excellent.
So it has been only good surprises so far.
So not for, then let's put Ennismore on the side, but other groups, you think they will be able to claim back, if they don't do a similar move to what is done now, their F&B venues?
Claiming back, I don't know. It's not only about F&B. Let's take, for example, the example of wellness.
Yes, same.
That is becoming, because people are more responsible. Everybody is more considered about their health care, well-being, lifestyle. So we have spas or well-being centers. I don't think the hotel can operate or should operate that. There are institutions that are well known for that. They have, they are credible. They are recognized for that. But we should partner with those in order to bring everybody's best on the table, because that's how it works. They know what they are doing. Me, I have no idea. I would like to know and learn more about longevity and what you do, but it's not with the few vitamins I'm taking per day that, you know. So I think you need to have, like everything in life, you need to do things properly, not halfway, and deeper, and be the expert and the best of what you are doing. If it's restaurant, is restaurant. If it's wellness, is wellness. And if in your structure you cannot do it yourself, you need to bring the right people to do it for you, in order that it's a successful situation for everyone.
If a young lady enters your office and tells you, I want your job one day, what would you tell her?
I'd say, please, welcome. I would say it's a very smart decision and ambition, and I would only encourage that. Honestly, as I said, I am a lucky person to be able to do something I love. And I wish that to my daughters, that they will be able to do something they really enjoy. Because I think it's horrible to wake up in the morning and say, I have to do that today. So definitely. But I think this person who wants to take my job needs to be mindful that it didn't happen from one day. It's a lot of people always see, especially with me, like I'm saying, oh, you're such a nice job. I host people. I travel a lot. It's a full-time job. Even it reaches a thing where, because I love it, even my colleagues or even Rizwan says, but Naz, you do it because you love it. I do it because I love it. There is no doubt about that. And probably I'm good at it because I love it so much. But at the end, when you think about it, it's difficult, because the limit between where is job and where is your private life, it's becoming as a whole.
As a whole,
Me, lots of my friends are people I met through work.
So thank you very much for joining us on the third episode of the Hospitality Majlis Podcast. We hope, as a nominee of Woman of the Year, you win that. So, on the bottom of our hearts. Secondly, all the best of luck with RIKAS and the expansion. It's quite impressive. So we look forward to visiting those restaurants very soon as well.
You're always welcome.
And try your cocktail.
Exactly. What was the name again of the cocktail? Sorry, I forgot. 65, but what was the...
French 75.
French
75.
75. So
But yes,
65.
you should definitely come and try Mimi Kakushi's cocktails.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes,
Not
exactly.
your favorite
Because,
restaurant.
and also, I mean, we were in Hong Kong last year. 3 years in a row, we have been nominated #1 Middle Eastern bar for
Wow.
50 best.
Okay.
Nice.
And number 36 on the global list. So very, very proud of it. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Merci.
If you like the show, don't forget to like, follow, and share.
Yep. Thank you.